morning, welcome to part 11 of my Around the Kent Coast Cycling Challenge. Really good to have you back. As you can see, it's really cold today with the snow behind me. It's probably about -1 at the moment, but we're going to persevere along the Kent coast. It's along the River Medway now, as you can see behind me, but there's lots of fun stuff to see today, so hopefully you'll join me for the whole episode. So let's just talk about the route we're going to do today. So we're still on the southern edge of the Isle of Grain. This is probably the last episode on the Isle of Grain as we're kind of heading past up north towards the Medway tunnel. But our starting point is Kingsnorth power station, which we kind of came up to last week. We've come past now. You may just see the chimney behind the bush behind me. I've had to come down the slope a bit to come out the wind, but we're just going to walk up in a minute just to see it. It is still up. It was due to come down on the 8th. It was postponed because of the wind, so it's now due to come down on the March the 22nd, which is next Thursday. So that'd be very exciting to see. It may not happen because it's always windy here, and they put it off due to the wind. So just going to walk up the bank and see the last remaining shots, one of the last remaining shots of Kingsnorth power station chimney. So let's go up here. It's very slippy on the snow, but yeah, just see that in the distance there. You can see Kingsnorth power station in all its glory. You may just see the jetty going out to sea. Right, let's get going on our cycle today. So we're about 1.5 miles to the west of Kingsnorth power station now, where we started this morning, and we're slowly getting close towards civilization as we're getting towards the end of the Isle of Grain. The first sign of life we see is at Port Warburg, which is a small riverside community made up of a harbour, boat related industries, park homes and a large houseboat village. Now, one fascinating sight that I came across just before we reached the port is this very eerie boat graveyard, which is part of Hoo Marina. Many old ships and boats are retired here to deteriorate in the marshes of the River Medway when they've reached the end of their useful life. Now, I've seen many old shipwrecks along the coast and rivers, but not so many at one place, and it really gives off this very eerie feel as we cycle past it. As we pass through the marina a bit further along the path into Port Warburg, I've reached what I believe to be is Kent's biggest houseboat community. Now, with bricks and mortar prices now increasingly unaffordable to many people and the attractive lifestyle that living on the water can bring, houseboats are becoming more and more appealing to a lot of people. Now, a boat that caught my eye in this dock is currently for sale. It's this beautiful red lightship at the back of the shot. It was built in 1954 and is called the Gannet. Now, if I asked you to value a property that has 8 bedrooms and a helipad, you've probably gone back with a figure of millions. But this is actually a bargain at £180,000. So the average price of a property in Kent is about £360,000. Now, for that you'll get a 3-bedroom brick built house, which, to be honest, is just the same with everyone else's and a little bit boring. So as an alternative, you could buy this houseboat for £180,000, spend another £180,000 on doing it up and turning it into a livable houseboat, and then you've got a mansion on the water, and I can guarantee if you've done that you will wake up a lot happier every morning. So that's my top tip for this episode: buy a big red boat, turn it into a mansion and live happily ever after. Right, let's carry on around the river. part of the River Medway is actually following the Saxon Shore Way, which is very interesting. This is kind of a national footpath. It's really nice to walk along here because it's quite a pebbly, kind of almost a beach along the River Medway. Not very good for cycling, I must say. I'm having to push my bike past a lot of it. But what I found there is very interesting. It's actually Cockenwood Fort, which is behind me. It's kind of a brick structure which was built in 1669. I believe it was built because there was kind of heightened tensions with the Dutch, I believe. So they actually launched an attack up the River Medway. So the British were pretty fed up with this, so they actually built this fort, which is quite interesting. Quite nice to see. Most of it has actually fallen into the River Medway now, but there's still a lot of bricks along the coast here. Anyway, that's very interesting. Let's carry on around the coast. So one of the highlights of today's trip is going past Upnor Castle, which is an English heritage property, and it's on the north side of the River Medway, kind of opposite Chatham Dockyards. Now, one of the problems with cycling past it is the walls are very high, so the views are very limited of what you can actually see of the castle itself. So the best places to actually see it are either on the south bank, on the river itself, or drone footage as you're seeing now. So just to give you a little bit of history of the castle, it was built between 1559 and 1567 on the orders of Elizabeth I. Now this was during a period of heightened tension with Spain and other European powers. It didn't really see a lot of action. It only saw action once, in fact, during a Dutch raid. Now they actually, during the raid, they did manage to steal a ship of the British Navy, which they were really upset about, but they actually came back and tried to do a subsequent raid, and due to the guns on Upnor Castle, they were kind of put back and pushed away. So it did have some success in battle. So it's quite interesting. Right, let's carry on around the river. So we've reached the end of our trip today. Thanks for joining me for part 11. It's been really good today, so I've seen lots of exciting stuff. Next week we'll be crossing the river now, because we're just kind of above the Medway tunnel now. So we cross the river and head back towards the sea. See you all next week.